was a guy that seemed to me to have all of the benefits that would guarantee his success, and he was too stupid to live on any of it.
The Chopper, Josh Tobin, everybody know who that is, man. Come on, man, stop doing that, Floyd, man. And pay Gervonta Davis his $34 million, man. And pay your taxes.
In a recent conversation, comedian Katt Williams talked about the controversy involving Floyd Mayweather and the claim that he was part of a $42 million zero-cents scam. Williams supported Shannon Sharpe's statements and spoke honestly about how hard it is to tell the truth in Hollywood. He said, "There's no way that you can tell that much truth without offending certain portions of the population." Williams made it clear that he believes in speaking openly, even if it upsets some people. Williams didn't hold back when talking about famous people like Mayweather. He wants to talk about real issues, even if they are uncomfortable. Shannon Sharpe has also questioned Mayweather's spending habits, especially with rumors going around about him being broke. Both Williams and Sharpe seem to agree that public figures need to be more honest and careful with their money, especially when people are watching closely.
Weird position as a person in Hollywood, I'm saying, anyway. Just because of the amount of truth that I will tell and the fact that I take joy in it. And there's no way that you can tell that much truth without offending certain portions of the population. And so now you have to figure out how you're going to handle that. And at 5'5", I've always handled it fist first, so that I'm always addressing whatever the problem is to nip it in the bud. And as a professional and as somebody that's now where I stand, I can no longer do that. Those are just the breaks.
Katt Williams has always seen himself as someone who tells the truth, even when it upsets powerful people. He often talks about how the world pushes people to follow the crowd. According to him, there's pressure to think and believe like the majority. He believes this is done on purpose, to silence people who might speak out or question what's going on later. Williams also says that society is quick to label and control anyone who stands out or thinks differently. He thinks this is a way to stop people from shaking up the system or bringing change. By giving these people labels, society tries to keep them in check before they can do anything that might challenge the usual way of doing things. In many of his talks, Williams also shares his thoughts about the entertainment world. He says real success isn't just about talent. It's often about following hidden rules and pleasing powerful groups. He has even called out other celebrities, saying some only became famous because they played along with these powerful networks. With his honest opinions, Williams wants people to take a closer look at who really controls fame and public stories. Owens has praised Katt Williams for speaking out without fear, especially when it comes to exposing well-known people in the entertainment world. She pointed out that many of the people Williams talks about often end up facing legal problems or public backlash later. Owens believes this shows that Williams is revealing things that others try to hide. She also said that some of these famous figures were involved in questionable actions that stayed hidden until Williams spoke up. Once he did, the truth started to come out, and consequences followed. Owens thinks this proves that what Williams says is not only brave but also true. To her, this shows how important his voice is in calling out powerful people and making them answer for their action. Shannon Sharpe has shared his disappointment over Floyd Mayweather's financial problems, especially the claim about a $42 million zero-cent scam. He talked about how important it is for people like Mayweather, who work as independent contractors, to handle their money wisely. Sharpe said it's their job to plan ahead and save money for things like taxes. He added, "I'm disappointed, I really am," showing how serious he feels about the situation. Sharpe also pointed out that even though Mayweather has made a lot of money, he seems to lack smart financial planning. He criticized Mayweather for showing off his wealth in public while still having money troubles. Sharpe believes this kind of behavior is careless and sends the wrong message. To him, Mayweather's situation is a warning to others about what can happen if you don't take care of your financial responsibilities.
The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you two checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, and whatever else needs to be deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service.
Shannon Sharpe shared his disappointment with Floyd Mayweather, mainly because Mayweather keeps showing off his wealth while ignoring his financial duties. Sharpe reminded people that this isn't the first time Mayweather has faced money problems. He had issues with the IRS in the past too. Even with all of that, Mayweather still posts photos and videos of himself surrounded by cash, expensive cars, and flying in private jets. Sharpe said it's frustrating to watch someone with so much money avoid paying their debts. He understands that big paydays can be tempting, but he believes it's wrong for Mayweather to care more about looking rich than doing the right thing. To Sharpe, this behavior comes off as fake and careless, especially when Mayweather clearly has the money to handle his responsibilities.
Retirement at 55 to settle a debt with the IRS, and even Mike Tyson. But what's so disappointing with me, Skip? Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your opulence. You got bales and bales of money. You might have 30, 40 racks up in front of you. You got Bugattis and Enzo Ferraris and private jets and yacht, and you big balling. And you won't cut these people their money? Now, Skip, I believe that he would have taken this fight anyway.
Shannon Sharpe's frustration with Floyd Mayweather comes from how the boxer seems to ignore what people really think of him. Sharpe pointed out that even though Mayweather is older and past his best years, fans still pay to watch him fight. But it's not because they admire his skills or his history in boxing, it's because they want to see him lose. His exhibition matches don't carry real risks. Yet they still get a lot of attention because many people are just hoping to see him finally get knocked out. Sharpe said that even when Mayweather is 60, people will still show up, but not to cheer for his wins. Instead, they'll be waiting to see if age finally catches up with him. Sharpe believes this shows how Mayweather's image has changed. He's no longer seen only as a great boxer. Now he's also seen as a symbol of drama and pride. His fights have become more about the spectacle and less about proving how good he really is.
I'm sure he could be 60 years of age and people would still pay per view to watch him box.
And so the lure is still there.
Yeah.
They want to see Floyd get beat, even if it's somebody that's not a name that we are. Man, a YouTuber did something that a world champion couldn't do.
Yeah. No.
But I saw Floyd Mayweather get knocked down.
But at what point does Floyd have enough money not to stoop to do these exhibitions? But at some point, there is athletic dignity attached to 50 and 0, and that's the allure of this. It's the equivalent of, okay?
And the people that they're putting him in there with can't put him in harm's way. So he doesn't see, like, I just, like you said, I watched this ruckus on Twitter. I was like,
what?
Like, oh my goodness.
Okay.
It definitely was like WWE.
Joe Rogan and others have shared their concerns about Floyd Mayweather's spending habits, wondering if they point to deeper money problems. On his podcast, Rogan talked about how Mayweather's love for luxury might show that he needs money more than he cares about protecting his legacy. From owning many mansions, sports cars, and a $53 million 0-cents jet to giving away expensive gifts like cars and fancy apartments, Mayweather's lifestyle looks hard to keep up. This kind of spending has made some people question if he is really as financially secure as he seems.
I have met someone who is directly within the Floyd Mayweather circle, and I can tell you with 100% certainty, he spends like an absolute madman. And I'm not just talking about a mansion and some sports cars. I mean multiple mansions, multiple cars, and not even just different cars, because he does have a bunch of different sports cars, but he has some cars that are exactly the same car, exactly the same color, but he has like multiple of them. And not only that, but for a while, I'm pretty sure he cut these people off now. There was a lot of people he would just give free cars to, give money to, and have them in like all types of crazy apartments and stuff like that as well. Oh, and you can't forget about the $53 million jet. And that's not even mentioning the insane amount of expensive jewelry he has, designer clothes, and him throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars.
This behavior shows that even though Floyd Mayweather has made a lot of money from boxing, his financial situation might not be as strong as it looks. Reports say he once owed $29 million, 0 cents to the IRS, and while he may have paid some of it, the size of the debt and his habit of spending heavily suggest poor long-term financial planning. His luxury lifestyle, combined with these debts, has made many people question if he's truly managing his money well. Joe Rogan and others believe that Mayweather's recent exhibition fights are more about making money than love for the sport or adding to his boxing legacy. This shift from being a world-class champion to someone chasing paychecks has disappointed many fans. People who once looked up to Mayweather for his talent and success now feel let down, as his focus seems to have moved from building a legacy to just covering his financial needs. Shannon Sharpe strongly criticized Floyd Mayweather's exhibition fight with Logan Paul, calling it a disgrace to boxing. He pointed out how strange it was to see a legendary undefeated champion like Mayweather step into the ring with a YouTuber who had no real boxing background. For someone known for his sharp skills and dominance in the sport, Sharpe felt this match was a big step down. Sharpe said it was hard to believe that a fighter of Mayweather's level would risk his legacy for a fight that had no real meaning. He explained that the match didn't have the seriousness or respect that real boxing matches should have. Instead, it felt more like a social media event, created just to grab attention and make money, rather than honor the sport itself.
Get back?
Yep.
Does this man have no shame?
No.
Is he not easy money Mayweather now?
Get that money.
Yeah. Get that money.
He'll pick up either 15, 20 mil.
He was a highly respected champion.
Still
He
is.
dominated the sport.
Yes.
Greatest defensive fighter ever. And you're going to stoop to this?
Yep.
It's not even the right Paul. It's not Jake Paul. It's the older
We get
brother.
the brother. We get the brother.
He's
then.
easier.
Look, I was like, I started with the moment Nate Robinson hit that canvas face first.
Yep.
I'm like, who can we nominate as an athlete to get our get back?
Shannon Sharpe was upset because he felt that Floyd Mayweather, once seen as the face of boxing and a true champion, was now lowering himself just to make quick money. Sharpe believed that by taking part in exhibition fights, Mayweather was hurting the sport's image. He couldn't understand why someone with such a strong legacy and career would choose to take part in fights that felt more like entertainment than real boxing. Conor McGregor also criticized Mayweather for coming back to the ring. He joked that Mayweather only took the fight to pay off his IRS debt and didn't care about anything else. McGregor said Mayweather should have stayed retired and focused on handling his money better. In his view, Mayweather's return wasn't about love for boxing, but about needing cash, which could damage the legacy he worked so hard to build. Katt Williams often talks about how the elite try to protect their reputation, even if it means hiding the truth. When he says genius is relative, he means that people who think differently or push boundaries are often seen as crazy during their time. It's only after they're gone that people realize their brilliance. Williams points out how society, especially the powerful elite, works to control or silence those who might challenge their status or the stories they want to tell. This idea can be seen in Floyd Mayweather's situation. His financial choices and lifestyle, like the exhibition fights, seem to be driven by a need to keep up a certain image. The powerful elite may try to hide his financial problems to maintain the story of him as an unbeatable champion. Even with his strong legacy, Mayweather's need for money and fame raises questions about how the powerful try to manage their image and control what people think, even when it's not entirely truthful. Floyd Mayweather's $42 million 0 cent scam became public when he lied about not having a partner in the deal, trying to protect his reputation. Business insiders later exposed the truth behind the purchase, which seriously hurt Mayweather's image. This scandal raised doubts about his credibility and left people questioning his honesty. Mayweather also faced criticism for constantly showing off his wealth, including money, cars, clothes, and women. Many people saw this as part of a familiar story in boxing. Critics argue that Mayweather's obsession with flaunting his fortune, along with his belief that he could never go broke, mirrors the usual downfall of many boxers. They live lavish lifestyles and invest in businesses only to end up with financial problems later. This criticism worries people who fear that Mayweather might end up like other boxers who spend their wealth too quickly. Despite his early success, many of them eventually face financial ruin. There are concerns that Mayweather's focus on showing off his wealth could lead him down the same path.
notion of nostalgia, you know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me. There was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. They're something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen.
Floyd Mayweather, known for making up to $30 million, 0 cents per fight, is now reportedly $23 million, 0 cents in debt, including a $17 million 0 cents debt to the IRS. Despite earning between $300 million, 0 cents, and $400 million, 0 cents, throughout his career, his financial situation raises many questions. Top fighters like Mayweather make a lot of money for their achievements in the ring and often invest in businesses. However, even with his large contracts, like the historic deal with Showtime and CBS worth over $250 million, 0 cents, his debt shows how complicated it can be to maintain wealth. Mayweather's situation serves as a reminder that financial discipline is important even for the most successful athletes. They can still face challenges, no matter how much money they make. This is especially true for someone like Mayweather, who has earned huge sums but is now dealing with significant debt. His lavish lifestyle, where he constantly shows off expensive jewelry, watches, and even private jets, has caused frustration for many people. While he continues to flaunt his wealth, reports say he's been neglecting to pay his debts, including unpaid taxes and other financial obligations. This focus on showing off luxury items rather than handling his responsibilities raises concerns about his future. If Mayweather continues down this path, it could lead to serious legal problems and more financial strain. His reckless approach to managing money could tarnish his legacy, hurt his reputation, and affect his future earnings. The way he handles his finances now may have lasting consequences.
I mean, dang, Floyd Money Mayweather. Man, wow, y'all around here getting Rolexes, not paying for them. Man, y'all got stacks of money, owing jewelers money. Man, how y'all around here, man, getting millions of dollars in all this jewelry and leaving $286,000, man, for them to pay for? Then the cold part is, man, y'all took the jeweler's phone so he couldn't film the transaction, but he had an extra phone and he taped it. Man, come on, man. Man, y'all giving, man, us a bad name, man. Y'all be out here doing all this flexing, all this jewelry, all these watches, all these cars from the same crooked dealer out here in Las Vegas. The Chopper, Josh Tobin, everybody know who that is, man. Come on, man, stop doing that, Floyd, man. And pay Gervonta Davis his $34 million, man. And pay your taxes.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.